So what is a quarter panel? Hey YouTubers, Donnie Smith here, and welcome to another Q&A video where I've got some of the questions that you ask on my new YouTube channel, and I'm going to answer them with these video responses. And today I was asked a question about a quarter panel, and this is actually a good question because I get a lot of confusion on what a quarter panel is and where it's located and things like that. But I'm going to talk about several different types of quarter panels just to help clear this answer up for you. So Michael Jagger asks, is the quarter panel originally one big side panel that runs from the back to the front of the car? Actually that is a great question, and I think I know what you're asking, but I'm also going to talk about some things that other people get confused as well. I hear so many people point at the quarter panel and call it a fender, or they point at the front fender and call that a quarter panel. Your quarter panels are on the rear, normally, not always, but normally welded or adhesive on. And usually your front fenders, they're called fenders, and they're usually bolted on. Now that seems simple enough, but there is a lot of confusion there. I've had so many people want me to look at their car, telling me if they damaged their quarter panel, then they'll go show me their front fender. And I've even had students calling, fenders quarter panels. Not a big deal, not a big issue, but just to be clear, so that we do know what a quarter panel is. Now I'm going to talk about several different types. This question was after watching a video where I'm working on a Mustang. I'm taking the quarter panel off. It was all rusted, looked horrible, so we had to replace it. But we are taking this quarter panel off, and we're putting one on, and that's where this question sprung from. So let's take a closer look at the three types of quarter panels that I'm going to talk about. So this is what the quarter panel looks like off of the Mustang. You can kind of see how it goes around the car and where it joins at. You can see the factory seams where it's spliced together at around the back. You can see where it goes around the tail light and the rear body panel, up around the wheel well. Now, not every quarter panel comes the same way from the factory. There's several versions of it. This one, the factory seam is down pretty low. Most of the cars, the factory seam goes up higher in that sail panel, like this one. And you can see this one is the same basic design. Goes into that front door jamb area, down in the rocker panel, around the wheel housing, and then it connects back here with the tail light and the rear body panel, and on up. But the thing different about this one, if you notice right here on the Mustang, the factory seam is right here. And a lot of cars, they come up higher than this. A lot of them even come all the way up to the roof panel. Now, whether you decide to section here at the factory seam, there's no damage in this area. You may want to come down a little bit lower and section it right there so you don't get into the roof panel and some of that. But there's one more that I really want to talk about, and I think this may have some some confusion as well. And this is a Uniside, and the way this is different is it only comes with this entire side. You cannot buy just the quarter panel because it's all one part, it's all welded together, and the only way you can buy this is to buy the entire Uniside. So if you need just a quarter panel, you're still going to have to get all this, or if you just need some of the rocker area or whatever, you're going to have to buy the entire Uniside. But that does not mean that you necessarily have to replace the whole side. That wouldn't make sense really. Let's say that this quarter panel area was damaged. You could probably section in this area right here and somewhere around this dog leg area, because that would make more sense and it'd be a lot faster, just to section from here back rather than go and disturb all these OEM factory welds. And I would just leave that alone. Now, the whole side, if it got T-bone and the whole side is damaged, then obviously you're going to have to replace the whole side. But if you're needing just some down here, you could section down in these areas. Unless the OEM recommendations say that that they do not recommend that you replace section any of these parts, and sometimes there are some manufacturers that claim that. Most of the time, you're just going to section the parts that you need. But this is called a Uniside, and it includes the quarter panel, the rocker area, the pillars, and it's that entire side. So I just wanted to point that out, so we can talk about what a Uniside is as well. Okay, Michael, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking the question's asking, are there some quarter panels that are just a separate panel, or are they all Unisides originally? And the answer is, that the quarter panel is a separate panel on some cars. It just depends on the maker. A lot of the unibodies, a lot of the newer cars are Unisides, so a lot of them you can't buy just the quarter panel. You're going to have to buy the whole side, and there's really no other option that I know of. And I know that is aggravating. You know, I've had people come in and just want, you know, the quarter panel or something, and you know, they didn't want to have to pay for that whole side, and you know, I can understand that. But we have no choice. You know, that's the only way we can buy that. Now, most of your older cars, you know, you can buy just the quarter panel. You know, like for this Mustang, you know, you can get those aftermarket quite a few different places. And they even sell sections of the quarter panel, you know, not the complete quarter panel, you know, where you can buy, you know, just sections of it and put that section in. I hope this helped answered your question. If not, you know, leave us a comment below. And I want to thank you for asking the question. And everybody that watches these videos, I really appreciate it. If you like the video, be sure and give us a thumbs up, give us a like, share this with your friends, and remember, if something's worth doing, do your best and have a blast doing it. Thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you in the next video.